Hello and welcome to this little bit of a camera rant. Now, if you're new to Lonely Tree, first video you've seen, don't get ready for me to give you all the technical modern day technology from old school filmmaking till whatever. I've been filming my life longer than I can remember now, which is terrifying, and cameras always been a big thing. And yeah, it's one of my oldest cameras I've ever had. Served some day for me in that, and recently someone gave me this camera. Yeah, this is a bad boy. Look at this. That's pretty cool. Winds up, pops open. It's got a lot going on for it, that. Weighs a ton. No sound, obviously. Unlock, lock. Yeah. So I always keep my cameras. I never sell them on. Normally use them until they die. Obviously my graboid, which I'll put that as an outtake, obviously lives in the plant pot. My old camera that broke, my small one, digital. It's a big thing when you invest in a new camera as well. It's like technology advances so quickly now as well, and everyone wants a new camera. And it's like, again, you have the best camera in the world, you need the eye, you know. Again, it's a different world. And cameras are always really going to capture like this, not the other way, the modern TikTok way, but again, it's a different story. Fish eyes and all kinds of stuff. And the idea and the pain of getting that from a tape to physical media, digital media, you know what I mean? It's a different generation. Now today at the Bootsale I found something, and I walked past it, I looked at it, and the woman said one price, then dropped the price, and I did a laugh. I said, if it's not there, it's not there. It was. I went back, said a really low price of £10, and she said yes. And as soon as you said yes, I knew this video was going to happen. So there's been, and will be, hasn't been, there will be, a few overlays of this bad boy. There you can. The weight itself. So there. Cue the first overlay of the box. So yeah, it's a really, really heavy box. And the box alone I think is worth £10, especially camera equipment and stuff like that. Hiya, I'm back. So when I open this up, it's an Hitachi VHS camera. Now I do have a camera like this in a bigger bag. I only paid £5, and it's a TV camera, and it was all really wired, weird sentence there. At the back, and there has been a video about that on the channel. And I've recently picked up like some old like film cutters and stuff like that. But again, it's just one of those things. This is what it is, you know. Let's have a look. Actually overlay of the box so you can see it up close. Yep, are you ready to see what's inside? Dun dun dun. Cue another overlay so you can see what's inside. So, VHS movie camera, from what I can see. Hiya, I'm back. So, I want to spin this around, but camera, we look like we've got a charger. A viewfinder, a hidden compartment here. So I don't know if this is going to switch on. So I've got video wire, vintagey old, an antenna wire. Wow, a control for stop and start. That's really cool. Yes, that's really cool. This looks like a battery viewfinder. So the camera itself, look at that. Whoa, nearly went. Quite heavy, shoulder mount. I can see the zoom and viewfinder. It looks like it's got all the packaging. When it comes to white balance, iris, autofocus, standby, stop, start, eject, rewind, VCR on the top, memory, reset. Has very nice leather kind of padding around the side. Got a mount for probably the microphone and viewfinder. Lens cover's still on as well, which is really cool. Zoom on the slide. It's one thing like with modern cameras and stuff, the pinching, and like as much as, you know, I mentioned this, I do have the brand new iPhone and stuff like that, but I don't film on it. I'd rather film on my camera. It's mainly because when I'm feeling like zoom in and you get that sudden jump and you get that audio pop and stuff like that, it's just, I'm always going to be a camera person. But again, whoever bought this back in the day, you know, this has just been in storage, and obviously it's been preserved because of the box, which is really good. As I say, with that one, that came with its leather pouch as well, so that'll still take tape. There's a compartment here for VHS, but there isn't a VHS in there, but it's got a Kodak and all the old stickers you used to get. So no VHS, but that shouldn't be a problem. Compartment number 2. What's this? Oh my. Right, we have 2 batteries by the looks of it, right? So if this doesn't switch on, we haven't found a plug yet anyway. I say we, it's a different story altogether. Hello. So hang on. A little package in there. So there's a viewfinder. Microphone's been corrupted quite a bit. Looks like it has to have a special connection in. The viewfinder going on there. It's been set for a left eye. No, right eye, I shut up. So the viewfinder looks like it's almost like in a separate attachment. That almost looks like an earpiece. Wow! You know what I mean? This has got all the curtain rules. I know there hasn't been any overlay since I opened the box, but anyway. Right, okay, so I don't know what that is. Oh, it's an extra lens. So we've got another lens. So that's really cool. And it's an American plug, and I don't have an American adapter anywhere handy. A couple of more, you know, that's again to get it onto a television. So again, it's pretty much got all the things. I haven't actually seen power, unless one of these is power, and I don't know. Doesn't really look like it holds power. No, that's definitely not power. So it's not looking likely I've got the power supply, which again, as much as I would probably love to film on this and all that, getting it onto tape in the modern day technology. I can still do mini DV, and I have been restoring a lot of my mini DV. I started 2 years ago. I'm still going. I can do an hour, maybe it's 2 hours a night when I get a chance just to leave the camera rolling. I've seen some very peculiar stuff I don't even remember. But yeah, we'll go for the. Wow, it's got some weight. Let's have a look. I'm thinking it was a standard back load, but maybe it's not. That was quite hard to do. It's quite heavy actually. It says up. Alright, so I'm thinking halfway down and click. Oh, I'm going to struggle and look like a doof. But lines up alright. Can you imagine taking one of these to a gig to film a band? So there's an AC power back there actually, so that can be quite standard. So the thing is, you would put it in the back there, but that wouldn't actually charge the batteries. So essentially you would need a battery charger, which would have been stupid of me to think that this would be the battery charger, but I don't really want to force this and break it, because it has been. Before removing or before mounting a battery, confirm that the power terminal protection cover is placed at the top position, like that, hence the mark. Now attach the battery. Align the D mark, like I was doing. Align the D mark. We may be here at Christmas. Ooh. That spring vibration went all the way through my body. Wow, that has got some weight with mind. Again, you've got your focus on, you've got additional extra settings as well. The viewfinder will essentially click on it there like that. So again, you're going to have this wire. Just seeing if we get any power whatsoever. No. Now coming through the viewfinder, so I'm not getting any power. My Uncle Peter, the record button is right around there, is in Spain at the moment, so he's quite handy with cameras. As I say, I might get a little power out of one of them, but how do you charge the batteries? Again, this is just going to be stored and reserved. As I say, I've got quite a few cameras and just one for it, but earphones tracking on here as well as AV out, so you might be able to get a bit of power, but that battery doesn't work. I took that off easy enough, didn't I? We'll try the additional battery. I mean, could I not done that the first time around? So again, I'm happy with it for what it is. I did say to the woman, how do you know it switches on? But there isn't like an on-off power switch, which, you know, is identical. You know, like when you're splitting up the camera in modern day, the other camera isn't handy. But you would just literally, with this one, I would always just pull it out and that would start it up. This would just absolutely murder any kind of batteries. You can get additional batteries, and some of these came with a back jack where you would have a lead to a bigger battery as well. But again, it's that era of cameras. You know, this camera filming right now, it's on its own, but again, it'll just start eating the batteries. Batteries don't last forever, and mechanisms. I mean, this looks like it's come to the elements as well. So there's a lock and release at the top there, so to take that off. Additional light maybe is on the top, so it didn't come over light. But unfortunately I've got no power to it, which would be really cool to record on VHS. Just a cheap plug as well, if you check out my review for My Little Lie I did, filmed it downstairs, and I actually filmed it on all the cameras I could get a hold of, and actually filmed it on mini DV, and you can actually see modern day digital HD against mini DV, because one of the big things you would have with this would be the tape rolling itself, especially if you're mounting on this. I mean, this is a lot. Fair enough, a standard tripod would still fit on the bottom here. The padding has long gone. No, there's no memory stick holder, but yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to actually hold, and obviously you're gonna get your hand in there. I mean, people still do it now for modern day television, and you know, for when it is, yeah, I mean, you would be shutting your eye, but like, you gotta have that eye and watching where you're going. It is a complicated thing. It's a lot different now, like if you're filming and you've got a camera, and all cameras now, you very rarely on a newer camera have a viewfinder or even like that. But you know, you can, it's your style of filming. Do you know what I mean? It's it's the double hand action with the zoom, and the focus is very important in your hand. And the design cameras, you like that, and you get a text message, you're like, oh, I need to drop your phone. You know. So yeah, unfortunately it doesn't charge, but it is preserved. I love the box. My next door neighbour Stephen over at We Go Down Caves and We'll Get Lost one day at UK Abandoned Mines, and also Retro Gamer VX, as he has 2 YouTubes. He's massive into technology as well, so this is maybe something I can collaborate with him down the line, because he's bound to have something that can maybe fit and help out. But what a collection, and like the packaging as well. As I say, I always struggle with transporting cameras. The cameras are getting smaller and smaller, and a case upsell back in the day would have been a thing, but this seems to fit everything. It does look like it doesn't have an additional light and no power, and the batteries, you know, that is like a brick. I mean, there's a brick in the far corner, but I can't reach it. I still need to open this trapdoor box. It's rolling around the floor behind us. But yeah, this has been a random video about the Hayachi VHS movie camera. Unfortunately, it has no power, but it's a nice preservation. As I say, with the other one I do have in the attic, it's a really big TV one as well. It's in the attic, so might be an outtake of me in the attic, and there needs to be an outtake of me Tremors. But yeah, sick couple of laser start. Then I just waffled on. As I say, took the adventure with you as I go. But yeah, thanks for. I was going to go, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you in the outtakes.
Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling?
So here in the outtakes, outtake number 1, that is one of my first HD cameras, and that is a Graboid by Bloom and Blooms, who really like that. I love the tremors, and the camera seemed to fit perfectly. And it's still got a memory card in it. Just going to close that. God knows what I filmed on that. I remember the last thing I filmed was in the Beach South Shields, and it just went off, just had its time. I'm especially proud of like the Mitch Laddie band Clooney footage I filmed on that. I think, you know, the camera's sound, looking at that and what you could get from that, do you know what I mean? You can't really knock them, you know, you just got to watch your hand movements and especially your breathing near them. But you know what I mean, it's completely different to filming on your phone. But that one met its demise, and you can see so much dust on it there. It just lives in the plant pot. If you have a look in the background, you see it there. This one's always there because I've done so much with that. That has been all the way around the world with me about 3 or 4 times. That thing, it's like a brick. Doesn't switch on anymore. Got more rackets and cranks. I mean, listen to the fisheye on that. Yeah, I mean, you're filming. Oh yeah, have you got it? Aye. Like you go back and listen to it, and all you can hear is that. But again, a fisheye, it's like, oh, there's an app for that. I'm like, it's like on the iPhone when you flip between the focuses and styles. It's crazy technology, but like you cannot, like, you've got to appreciate this kind of thing coming from like the 80s. This would have been not cheap, and from now preserved, go in its little packaging and it's out of the way. Right, see you in the next outtake. Look at the table. Let's see what it is. Fucking mad. I won't play. Hello, I'm back from the attic. That's what I've been. So, oh god, it was a while ago. It was a long time ago actually. I got the tripod with this as well, and it's not here. It's in the loft. I'm buried for the fire. So boom. This is a Philips one. So this with a wire and some hair. Oh, and an old camera. Why do I think that there's another random camera upstairs? I'm sure Brit got me given another camera. Twisted? I'll have a look on and back up the attic. This might not be the last outtake. But that's the other one that's popped up in my videos quite often. Again, takes VHS tapes. Again, it's designed to sit on a tripod. This is really heavy. Similar to all designs, actually. So I've got two Amigos. Actually, mate, imagine that if I had a that's a plug for a JVC camera, which is one of them. This one, that's the one with the mental zoom on it. That's the one I was using for uploading before I burnt it out. So that's a Philips drive. Got loads of cables in here, mind. Car charger, of course. Mic jack. Mini battery. So no. But again, that just sits up in the loft. I normally get that up. It's appeared in quite a few videos. Oh. We're so close. And this guy's got a telephone number on here. Wow, this belonged to a guy in Newport called Mr. Larkin, Long and Small Bungalow, Main Road, and it's got his telephone number. Imagine that if I rang him. You remember your camera? I never realised that was in there. Lens caps, another lens. Again, just people's shit. That's all it is. But again, that's what I was talking about when it came with some dodgy wiring. So again, yeah, that needs to go back in the loft. Well, they all go together really. But yeah, random, eh? That even has a date on the camera, right? Someone's wrote with pre-Sharpie pen 12/12 1988. Wow, just on the side there. It's mental. But yeah, it's always been a. I'll probably even screw that off in it. Saves it. There's a quick story why I'm screwing this off. So I seen a guy with a bit of a lighting rig this morning, and I tell you what, I don't know if it was the Assassins music video I directed, or we did some photo shooting for Liam Card Steel Town Music, and I managed to lose one of my lighting rigs. Did not lose the light or the light housing or the light cover or the bulb, lost the tubing, not the tubing, the stand. But yeah, I'm going to go back in the attic because I believe there's another camera I got given to recently that twists. I have no idea where I've put that camera. Alright, I've been in the loft and realising there's some drastic cleaning up to put up there. It didn't even make sense. It's like I remember it because it twisted. And I'm not even going to bother looking for the archive because it could be anything. You know, it's the error of like, right, remember where you were, what you were doing, and then I've just had a look, and then obviously it'll be in its little package. It's quite a small camera. I remember twisting like that. I remember having my face, but no. It'll turn up eventually. Definitely a spring clean. I shouldn't even been up in the attic because I've hurt my shoulder and I've been up and down, up and down. Stuff had to go up anywhere, but it was like, right, should have really waited for a couple of days because my shoulder's killing. So I did try, I really did try. So I hope you like the camera rant. If you're someone who's into the cameras and thinking, what if I just watched? Well, you know what, this is Lonely Tree Entertainment. Goodbye for now.